Welcome to all. This is Mohammad Saif Wajid. I'm going to cover the next topic of the subject Advanced Software Engineering Principles and Practices of the Department Computer Science and Engineering, PBD University, Lucknow. So this topic comes in the first module of Advanced Software Engineering Principles and Practices. The name of this topic is the product engineering. So before going to the depth in the product engineering model of product engineering, working procedure of product engineering, I'm going to explain what the product engineering actually is. So the goal of product engineering is to translate the customer's desire or customer's requirement for a set of defined capabilities into a working product. To achieve this goal, product engineering, like business process engineering, must drive architecture and infrastructure. The architecture of product engineering encompasses 4 different or distinct systems component. The first one is software, second one is hardware, third one is data and databases, fourth one is people. So these are the 4 different part or element or component of product engineering. Basically, product engineering as a support infrastructure is established and includes the technology required to tie the component together and the information like document that is used to support the components. I will explain the working model or working procedure of product engineering later in this video lecture. So I told you earlier what is product engineering. Product engineering is used to translate the customer's requirement for a set of defined capabilities into a working product. To achieve this goal, product engineering, like business process engineering that I have already covered in earlier video, must drive architecture and infrastructure. So what the architecture in product engineering is, basically it encompasses 4 distinct systems like software, hardware, data and databases, people. Infrastructure includes the technology required to tie the component together and the information that is used to support the components. So here is the example. I'm going to take a BPR model example, that is business process re-engineering, for better understanding about the product engineering. Like most engineering activities, business process re-engineering is iterative, and iterative waterfall model we have already studied in BTech. So business goals and processes that achieve them must be adapted to a changing business environment. For this reason, there is no start and end to BPR. It is an evolutionary process. So what are the activities of BPR model? The model defines 6 activities. Activities means characteristics, means target. What are the functionalities covered by the product engineering? I am going to explain through BPR model. So there are 6 activities that covers in product engineering. First one is business definition, second one is process definition, third one is process evaluation, next one is process specification and design, next one is prototyping, next one refinement and instantiations. And this is the model. I will explain it later. So move to the activities of BPR model. First one is business definition. Basically, business definition identified within the context of 4 key drivers like cost reduction, time reduction, quality improvement and personal development and empowerment. Second one is process identification. Processes that defined in the business definition are identified. They may then be ranked by importance, that is for the re-engineering activities. Third one is process evaluation. The existing process is thoroughly analyzed and measured. Processes, tasks are identified. The cost and time consumed by process tasks are noted, and quality or performance problems are isolated in process evaluation activity of product engineering. Next one is process specification and design. Based on information obtained during the first three BPR activities, use cases that are prepared for each process that is to be redesigned. Next one is prototyping. Redesigned business process must be prototyped before it is fully integrated into the business. This activity tests the process so that refinements can be made. See here, prototype we have already discussed about prototype model in software engineering. Basically, whenever a customer comes in an organization for developing a product according to his requirement, and then the manager or the development team first develop a prototype model for the user, so that user can check all the things he said earlier that are mentioned in SRS document by product manager. Basically, prototype model is a working model, limited working model of a particular software. Means before going to develop a particular software, a prototype should be built so that user can identify whatever he said is actually comes in prototype model. Next one is refinement and instantiations. Based on feedback from the prototype, the business process is redefined and then instantiated with a business system. So here is the working procedure of BPR model through product engineering. The first one is business definition. Here all the things regarding software for the fulfillment of customer requirement are gathered and further derived to its subsections for the development of a particular product. Next one is process identification, then process evaluation. Work is performed. After performing process evaluation, engineers process the specification and design, then prototype build, and then the refinement and instantiation should be there for the requirement of customer. So this is the topic that I covered in this video lecture. If you have any problem, then feel free to contact me. So now I am going to explain you people the next topic, that is information engineering. So information engineering is also known as IE, capital I, capital E, or IEM, that is information engineering methodology. Basically, it's a software engineering approach to designing and developing information systems. It can also be considered as the generation, distribution, analysis, and use of information in systems. Information engineering methodology involves an architectural approach to planning, analyzing, designing, and implementing applications. It is defined as an integrated and evolutionary set of tasks and techniques that enhances business communication throughout an enterprise, enabling it to develop people, procedures, and systems to achieve its vision. This is all about the information engineering or information engineering methodology. So let's get back with the history of information engineering, which I covered in the document, PDF document, so that you people can easily can access this PDF later. So the history says about information engineering is it is originated in Australia between 1976 and 1980s and appears first in the literature in a series of 6 in-depth articles by the same name published by US Computer World in May-June 1981. So next one is information engineering first provided data analysis and database design techniques that could be used by database administrator, that is DBAs, and by system analytics. So here is the father of information engineering. See, Mr. Clive Finkelstein, he is known as the father of information engineering. He produces the concept of information engineering in software engineering. So the Finkelstein thread evolved from 1976 as a business-driven variant of information engineering. The Martin thread evolved into the data processing-driven, that is DP variant of IE. From 1983 to till 1986, information engineering evolved further into a stronger business-driven variant of IE, which was intended to address a rapidly changing business environment. See, these are the information engineering variants like DP variant, DP driven variant, business driven variant. DP driven variant of IE is ISP, that is information strategy planning. Second one is OBA, that is outline business area analysis. So if I explain about information strategy planning, basically it develop a plan for implementing business systems to support business needs. Second, OBA, that is outline business area analysis, answers a range of questions related to implementation of a business area. Next is detailed business area analysis, that is DBA, which is used to provide detailed models as a solid basis for system design. The next one is business system design. It is used to specify all the aspects of a system that are relevant to its users in preparation for the technical design, construction and installation of one or more closely related databases and systems. Next one is technical design. Basically, technical design prepares an implementation area for construction and installation. If I talk about technical design in detail, so technical design means converting the requirement mentioned in SRS in the view form with the help of any designing technique like flowchart, data flow diagram, or any other drawing technical tool, drawing technical tool, which these are the main goal comes into the technical design. So the next is construction. Basically, construction produces a system as defined in the technical specification on time and within budget. Next one is transition. Transition focuses on the period during which newly developed procedures gradually replace or are interfaced with existing procedures. So now I'm going to talk about business-driven variant of information engineering for rapid delivery. Strategy analysis. This is a rapid delivery method for senior managers or experienced managers or business unit managers for refinement of existing strategic business plans or development of new strategic business plan if none exist yet. Next one is strategic modeling. This uses a facilitated modeling session with senior business managers who review the strategic business plan to develop a strategic model. Next one is tactical and operational modeling. This uses the same approach as for strategic modeling, but the main aim of tactical and operational modeling is on business unit. Next one is activity modeling. Activity modeling model based on IDEFO and activity based costing are used to document priority business activities for rapid delivery. Process modeling, that is BPMN, and business process modeling notion is used here, supported by modeling tools to define process model diagrams in business process modeling notation is used, supported by modeling tools to define process model diagrams in BPMN of priority activities for rapid delivery into production. Next variant of information engineering is code generation. As earlier I talked about BPMN, that is business process modeling notion. It processes model diagrams which are used to generate XML based, that is extensible markup language based code in business process execution, that is BPEL, for the execution of the final product. So next topic is IE technique, information engineering technique. See, basically some techniques that are used during an IE information engineering project, or we can say while you are going to develop an IE project, you have to use one of the further techniques which I am going to explain with the help of this PDF document. First one is entity analysis, which it identifies all the things that the enterprise may want to hold data all about. It means the analysis classifies all of the things into different entity types, revealing how they relate to each other, which is being described in the entity model. Next one is function analysis and process dependency. It takes a function like any major activity or top main problem of the enterprise and breaks it down into elementary business processes. Like this, it can be explained in detail about from these two diagrams are prepared: the process decomposition diagram, which shows the breakdown of a business function, and the process dependency diagram, which shows the interdependencies of business processes. Next one is process logic analysis. After that, entity type lifecycle analysis. After that, matrix cross checking. So I'm going to explain about process logic analysis, which is the most important technique, most famous technique of information engineering, and which is used to describe the sequences of actions carried out by a business process and shows which data are used by each action. Next one is entity type lifecycle analysis. Describes the significant business changes to entities and confirm that processes have been modeled to affect these changes. Next, matrix cross-checking, which creates cross references between data objects and processes to verify that they are necessary and incomplete. Then the next technique is normalization. Normalization provides a formal means of confirming the correctness of the entity model. Cluster analysis, next one is cluster analysis, helps define the scope of design areas for proposed business system. Next one is data flow and data analysis, which makes a comparison possible between the business area models and the systems currently supporting this area. These current systems are analyzed using data flow and data analysis technique. So these are the techniques I have discussed with you, comes under the information engineering. See, these are the most important topic in advanced software engineering principles and practices, which approximately asked in examination nearly about 5 to 6 times. So you should prepare this particular topic, that is information engineering techniques. The first technique is entity analysis, second is function analysis and process dependency, third one is process logic analysis, next one is entity type life cycle analysis, next matrix cross checking, next one normalization, next one cluster analysis, and the next one data flow and data analysis. So I completed the topic. So I completed the topic of what is information engineering, what actual it means, what are the role of information engineering in this video lecture, and what are the techniques used while anyone pick a project of IE, that is IE project, and the techniques. So I covered IE, I covered IEM, I covered IE techniques. Now all the things will implemented with the help of any tools. So here the topic is the software tools for IE. Basically it's a topic for implementing information engineering project in computer science and engineering or information technology, or this is the digital era, so it will very helpful for digitization. So here is software tools for information engineering. So information engineering facility, that is also known as IEF, information engineering facility, from Texas Instruments Software. This was subsequently sold to Sterling Software and then to Computer Associate. This can be best software tool for implementing information engineering project in all over the world. Second one is Metastorm's provision product which provides support for many types of modeling techniques using a repository based tools in information engineering project. Next and most commonly available software tool for implementing information engineering project is Microsoft Visio, which provides diagramming support for some of the marketing techniques such as the crow's foot notation, which I will discuss in further video. And other tools I didn't mention in this PDF document, but I am telling you, you can write it or note in anywhere you want. So these are the three famous tools for information engineering, and other tools are Benchmark's data analysis, and next one is accelerator tool, and computer aided software engineering tools are there. So basically information engineering is related with the product engineering. So we should know about what is product and what is product engineering. So basically the modeling, like system modeling, plays an important role in information engineering project, because these comes in system engineering, that is widely used to focus on modeling processes whether the focus is on the world view or the detailed view. The engineer creates models for the information engineering project. So basically, engineering project, the design of information engineering project will define the processes that serve the needs of the view under consideration, and that also represent the behavior of the processes and assumptions on which the behavior is based. And these modeling techniques will represent all linkages like input, output, and that will enable the engineer to better understand the view. To construct a model, the engineer should consider a number of factors like limitations, simplifications, preferences, constraint, assumptions. Assumptions, basically, if I talk about the assumptions are the things that reduce the number of possible permutations and variations, thus for the enabling a model to reflect the problem in a reasonable manner. And if I talk about the simplification, that enables the model to be created in a timely manner. Example of simplification is office product company that sells and services a broad range of copiers, focuses and related equipment. The system engineer is modeling the need of the service organization and is working to understand the flow of information that spawns a service order. Although a service order can be derived from many origins, the engineer category only two sources are there: limitations and only two categories are there for the sources, that is internal demand and external request. So next one is limitation that help to bound the system, and next one is constraint that will guide the manner in which the model is created and the approach taken when the model is implemented. Then the last one is preferences. Preferences mainly indicate the preferred architecture for all the existing data of a product, functions and technology. So this is all about the information engineering practices, information engineering elements, information engineering tools, information engineering softwares. This is all about. These are the content I covered in this video lecture, and I'm saying to all of you, if you have any problem related to any topic, related to any line or any paragraph, you can consult with me so that I will explain all the things again so that you people understand all the things easily. Thank you.